Ahead of the key meeting of the RBI on the 19th of November, the meeting that former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram yesterday referred to as the day of reckoning, the government has clarified that it hasn't asked RBI for crores in cash. The Secretary of Department of Economic Affairs, Subhash Chandra Garg, tweeted that a lot of misinformed speculation is going around in the media. The government's fiscal math is completely on track. There is no proposal to ask RBI to transfer 3.6 or 1 lakh crore as speculated. Sunil Prabhu is tracking that story. He joins me live right now. Sunil, what have the flashpoints been between the RBI and the government of late, and is this statement attempt to downplay them?
Well, there is definitely an attempt to downplay and say that the government is not trying to eye money from the RBI's kitty, the demand of capital adequacy ratio, which everybody is well aware is around 27%. Internationally, central banks usually have around 10 to 13%, but those are different circumstances. In India, it is a totally different situation altogether. The RBI is a well-respected institute. It's a revered institution, and it ensures the monetary policy as well as liquidity control across the country. It's in that context that there are three aspects which the government is attempting to get the RBI on board, which has been not explicitly spelled out by Mr. Garg, but subtly put out. One, of course, being the most important, is the prompt corrective action for banks. There has been an attempt to ensure in one way or the other that what the RBI is doing is really making these banks ineffective, and it's not acceptable. The second, related to the PCA, is the non-banking finance corporations, where there is a liquidity crunch and they would like to see further liquidity because of the PCA that has taken place in the prompt corrective action for various banks where they can't lend or borrow. It's in that same context that NBFCs need to have that funds to play the role for the banking sector. And even though there has been a crisis in the ILFS and other small NBFCs, there is a huge liquidity crunch which needs to be rectified and allowed to go forward. Having said that, the last important point relates to the small and medium sectors, which have been really affected after demonetization. There's been a slowdown. The backbone of the economy in many ways has been hurt. It's in that context that the government of India today is reaching out and wanting to see some kind of loan waiver, some kind of relief that is given to them. The RBI, concerned about liquidity, about the entire policy, is standing firm. But as you've rightly pointed out, on the 19th of November is a day of reckoning where they will meet industrialists, other to take a call on what exactly needs to be done and whether the governor, Mr. Urjit Patel, will be able to take a collective decision, whereas some papers and some media have reported put in his papers, which will of course send a very, very serious impact on the entire country, in particular the financial world.